Happy Monday. Enjoying a nice, warm, tasty beverage from our Vike Flair mug. Get it down below from our friends at Teespring. Producer Allie just completely rocking out the merch as of late. So we know one thing for sure. Kirk Cousins definitely watches the channel and he watches the video. So one day, actually like 6 hours after the video that we eviscerated Kirk Cousins of being a money-grubbing team first guy, only thinking about himself, he signs a big old contract, right? And we said in that video that it was a pretty easy sell. It's like, Kirk, do you want to improve the team this year? We can lower your cap number if you only accept this giant pile of money. So please accept this giant pile of money. So he did it. And he did it, signing a 2-year extension with the Minnesota Fighting Vikings. Extension is a 2-year, $66 million extension with $31 million guaranteed. Tack that on to his 1 year remaining on his deal. It's a total deal of 3 years, $96 million with $61 million guaranteed. In legit guarantees, there is some injury guarantees. We'll get into that in a sec. But it does keep the Kirk Cousins tied to the Vikings through 2022 when he'll be 34 years of age. Also, this is the big part, and this is the big kicker. It does lower his 2020 cap hit at about $10 million. So the Vikings will have roughly around $26 million in cap space headed into legal tampering today. And that was the crux. Like, that was the big thing. Like, it didn't matter if Kirk signed an extension a week before camp or whenever. Like, if he did it now, the Vikings could actually use that sweet cap space, that sweet blubber, to actually try and prove this team around him. And again, kudos on Kirk actually getting it done. And he really had to twist his arm. Hey, Kirk, take this giant pile of money so we can try and improve this team. And he's like, okay. I'm glad that he did it. Frankly, I'm a little surprised that Kirk settled for this number, $33 million a year in new money. Sure, it is a raise from the $28 million a year that he was making on his 3-year, $84 million fully guaranteed. But also, he could have easily pressed for a lot more in free agency with the cap going up, as well as other precedents being set, like Dak Prescott. I think him and his representation were truly waiting out Dak Prescott. It's like, we'll just wait until Dak gets 35, and then we'll get 36. But at this point, just taking the bird in the hand, I think was a smart move, as well as just optics. Because could you imagine if the Vikings went through free agency, they lost all the players, didn't really sign anyone, then Dak signs his extension in May, and then Cousins signs his a day later for $37 million. I was like, oh, all right, Kirk, so you got a big pile of money. We couldn't use that cap space. Cool. Yeah, so timing of it is great. Although the new average money does keep him in the top 5 for paid quarterback. So don't cry for him. It's not like exactly he's going to be Bob Cratchit anytime soon. He's still Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, but if the Vikings, like I said, if they didn't free up that $10 million until after free agency, what was the point? So after Kirk Cousins coming in, having just an absolute scorcher of October, NFC Offensive Player of the Month. It was great. Winning a playoff game. Ownership decided to hitch the wagons to Kirk Cousins in the future. And to be honest, looking at it from the owner's perspective, you don't really have much of a choice, right? Because we're just going to keep on rotating through. And he's been the best quarterback that you've had since the 1 year of Brett Favre, Dante Culpepper before he shredded his knee, Tommy Kramer, the promise that we saw in Teddy Bridgewater, Joe with the 1 year Joe Cap, and then you go all the way back to Fran Tarkenton. It has been a long time since the Vikings have had consistent, decent, high-level quarterback play at someone who wasn't down in Hasburg at 40 years of age, right? But essentially, this is a 1 year extension through 2021 because if you look at it, there's only $10 million cap hit in 2022, the second year of his extension, and his 2022 salary is only injury guaranteed. So if the Vikings, after 2 years, they're like, okay, we're ready to move on in another direction, they can get out of it, no muss, no fuss. So essentially that's what it is. And also it's something that we had toyed around with. It's like, all right, so if Kirk wants to compromise, why not sign just a 1 year toilet paper deal? Pardon the pun, given this current climate, just sign a 1 year deal with like zero money guaranteed, so the Vikings can spread out the 2020 cap hit. You accomplish the same thing, and also if you're not down to clown for this 1 year, they can tear it up, team can tear it up, etc. Vikings carry 2021 cap hit. It's essentially what the Patriots did with Tom Brady, essentially what the Saints did with Drew Brees, except now this also seems like a compromise, but also seems like a compromise that loaded up Kirky's pockets yet again. And also, I think this changes the Vikings offseason calculus a lot. Hopefully they're going to spend that money on offensive line. Hopefully they land like a Joe Thuney or one of the top tackles. I mean, which would be phenomenal. Probably not going to be drafting a quarterback of the future the next 2 to 3 years, which I don't know if they were going to do anyway. It didn't really seem like the Vikings and Spielman's MO. And also, I could see this team shifting from a defense first to a Kirk first team. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if all the defensive pieces, a lot of them are left to walk, and then the Vikings load up on offensive line. They go O-line in the draft. They go weapons in the draft, etc. So you could see a seismic shift away from Mike Zimmer, because I think Zimmer's still certainly on the hot seat. Same thing with Rick Spielman. So this could be a spot where everyone gets washed out except for Kirk next offseason, and then it is legit Kirk Cousins' team. And everything is built around him. Everything is built towards the offense, and the defense is just an also-ran. But that is what it is for the next 2 years. Come hell or high water, this is Kirk Cousins' team. Do we like that? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up on the Venmo. Please give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.